It's over.
Salute to all the diehards. This is Diehard Giants Live, and I'm your host. I am Jarrell on IG and Twitter. You see, I got Steph here. We're gonna talk about the Giants end of the season. Yeah, we had a really bad season, but we got some news today about head coaches that could be new targets for us. We'll talk about our rookie quarterback today and just the overall season. So, what's up, Steph? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I got to be honest, Joel. I'm really happy this Giant season is over. It was such a drag. I was watching the game. This is how out of it I was. It said we were 3-13, and
Mhm.
it said the playoffs starts next week. I said, how is that possible?
Not
Three
what?
and 13. I said that's 16. I know it's a 17 game. I said, oh, this is the 17th game. Thank goodness. You
Once you
know,
did that math, it was a wrap. Like I was
right.
ready for this to be over too.
I'm like, but you know what? I'm really happy about Jackson Dart
Mhm.
and his development. I thought when Dable put him in, I was like, oh, he's trying to save his job, throwing somebody in that's not ready, possibly ruin the kid.
Yep.
And I really like what I saw from him. Obviously it's going to take more time because I liked what I saw from
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones the first year, but
Yep.
I just think he's different, and so I'm really happy about him. I'm really happy about Neighbors, even though he got injured. Scatterbull, did I say that right?
Yeah.
I love him. Hopefully he'll be back, next season. And the other running back, Tracy,
Hmm.
I like him. I like him too. So yeah, yeah, yeah. And some other players play, well for us, um, too, on the defensive end. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm I, I'll, I'm glad it's over, but I think they have some good pieces to build on.
Right. We definitely gonna talk about those pieces because those pieces are the reason why our head coaching vacancy is a hot commodity right now.
Okay.
I know a lot of people probably think that we wouldn't be a hot commodity just because we've been bad for so long, but the New York Giants is still a, you know, like storied franchise in this league. So we have a franchise quarterback now that we can build around. So regardless of who's going to be available, somebody is going to want this job and want it bad too. This is a hot job, regardless of who's on the roster because of the jersey, just because it's the New York Giants. But like you said, the pieces that you just said and some other people that we're gonna name later, like this is a hot commodity job. Like don't sleep. The New York Giants have been bad for a very long time, but now that Brian Dable has lost his job, this is probably the top job available right now, except for maybe one other team that we're going to talk about later. Salute to everybody in the chat. Dwayne was first. Hold on.
Happy birthday, Dwayne.
Yeah, Dwayne said it was 58th birthday. Yeah, and you chose to share it with the Giants. Good for you. I'm gonna give you.
Diehard. He's a diehard.
Hey, I'm gonna give you a clap for that. You know what I'm saying? Give you a clap for that. And he got Jackson Dart to sign his jersey. That's what's
That's
up.
right. Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's
gotta frame that, man. You can't even wear that no more.
right.
That's dope. Kareem. What do you say? We can't stop the bleeding. I'm glad the season is over. Yeah, man, I'm glad the season is over. But like Steph said, Jackson Dart was that guy this year. 64 completion percentage, almost 23 yards passing, 24 touchdowns total in only 12 games. Like you can't really ask him to play any better than he did considering the circumstances.
Right.
Uh, Malik Neighbors went down. His first game that he started, right? I think they didn't even play a half together. Um, so that relationship was pretty much out the window, except for like the practices that they had. And since Malik Neighbors was with the ones, and at the time Jackson Dart wasn't doing reps with the ones, I mean it was just Russell Wilson at quarterback. he really doesn't have a relationship with Neighbors as of right now when it comes to the routes and stuff. That all will go in time, but I think they're going to be, once Malik Neighbors come back, and if he is 100% healthy, I think that they are going to be one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos in the league, especially with Jackson Dart's long ball game. Um, yeah, Jackson Dart was. I think he should win Rookie of the Year, especially because of the circumstances. We'll see in time if he wins that. But Jackson Dart is our franchise quarterback going forward. Anything else you wanted to say about
I just had a
Jackson?
question. No,
Sure.
I like what I saw. Not just his talent, his competitiveness.
Right.
So I definitely like that. But rookie of the year in the NFL is not dependent on winning,
Right. True.
is it or not? I'm not familiar with how that goes in the NFL.
Is it depending on what? Yeah, it depends because the NFL, when it comes to football, is the ultimate team sport. So you can have somebody like Dan Marino, probably talent wise, be the best quarterback in NFL history when it comes to arm talent,
Mm-hmm.
but never win a Super Bowl.
Mm,
Like he went to the Super Bowl, I think his rookie year, and never went back.
right.
So is talent has a lot to do with it, but when it comes to like rankings and stuff, and how good somebody is, team success is kind of shaky when it comes to
Okay. So
stuff
then he
like
does
that.
have a chance.
Yeah, he definitely has a chance.
Okay.
Um, yeah, like with especially rookies, like you
Yeah.
can't just pick the best rookie on the best team in the league and stuff like that. Like you got to have some numbers. Considering the circumstances, like I said, he didn't even play the whole season. He only played 12 games out of
Mm-hmm.
17. Missed a couple, and he even the games that he did play, he missed a lot of time because of the injuries where he got knocked out of. Um, the Saints game was one of them, and another game he was completely knocked out of it. He didn't come back. So with those numbers, um, yeah, he wasn't supposed to win a lot of games. That wasn't his test. His test was the other stuff to me.
Right.
So his losses I don't put on him at all. It's all about coaching and what they have around him this year. It really wasn't much. But our offensive line did play a lot better. And if you're going to compare it to the offensive line that Daniel Jones had to deal with the last couple of years,
Right.
Jackson Dart actually inherited a very good offensive line compared to what Daniel Jones had.
Right.
DJ just had better weapons. But I don't have any other player spotlights, but you already named a couple players. I wanted to shout out Tyrone Tracy is one of them. He
Mm,
had over 1,000 yards from scrimmage this year. That's a good milestone for him, even though he missed some time too. Scatterboo missed some time. He got hurt as well. Another rookie sensation that was on our roster. Um, Wendell Robinson, I think he became either one of or the shortest player to have 1,000 yards receiving,
oh,
if I'm not correct, which is like 5'7", 5'8". He had over 1,000 yards this year. So it was a very good season for him, especially because this is a contract year for Wendell Robinson. He's going to be a free agent, so hopefully we could get him back. Um, Other than that, on offense, our offensive line I already shouted them out. Everybody on our offensive line for the most part stepped their game up a little bit. Our center, John Michael Schmitz, he might be our young center, I should say. He might be the weakest link on that line, but overall they've actually blocked for Jackson Dart pretty well, and anybody else that played quarterback for Jameis and Russell Wilson. On defense, Brian Burns, salute to him, 16 and a half sacks.
mm-hmm.
I think he's just behind Michael Strahan, obviously, who had the record up until this season.
Your audio is going in and out.
My audio's going in and out.
Yeah. Okay, that's a little better.
Hmm. Everything's cool on my end.
Okay. Okay.
The chat, anybody
Yeah.
can,
Yeah. Maybe the chat. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's my headphone.
I don't know. Hopefully,
Okay.
I don't want to, crap on you, but hopefully it's you and not me. Not gonna lie.
It's better now. But you were saying something about a player and Michael Strahan.
Yeah, Brian Burns has 16
Yeah.
and a half sacks.
Yeah.
So salute to him. I think he's just second on the Giants ranking behind Michael Strahan. Cream said I can hear you fine over here, so we good.
Okay.
Um, Yeah. Other than that, I'm a shout out. Um, I know it might be a little controversial, but I think Abdul Carter really turned his season around after he got in trouble a couple times.
Mhm.
Um, Actually got sat and didn't start a couple games. It's almost like it was two. It was 2 games out of 3 weeks. Like he got in trouble, like back to back for missing meetings or
Mhm.
whatever he got in trouble for. Um, yeah, Abdul Carter, like he finished the season what I think by far the most pressures by any rookie this year. So he's actually up for defensive um, rookie of the year too. I'm not sure if he'd get it because a linebacker from Cleveland will probably get it. I forgot his name. It starts with an S, but it's escaping me right now. But yeah, Abdul Carter, had a very good season, especially the second half.
Mhm.
Other than that, I'm not shouting out nobody else on the defense because we was that bad. Sexy Dexy, my favorite player on the team, or one of my favorite players on the team, had a
Mhm.
horrible season to his standards. I think he came in camp out of shape and didn't really get into form throughout the whole season. I think it was bad for him, but he's so good that a normal, like a bad game for him, is still a better game than a lot of defensive tackles. Um, but yeah, but for the most part, that's it for all the players. Anybody else that we didn't name, if they're not on the team going forward, I'm cool. Like
Mhm.
we got some good pieces, but we obviously have a lot of holes to fill.
Yeah, yeah. And one of them that we don't have to fill that I feel we should have to fill.
Oh,
Um, and that's Joe Shane. I don't I don't understand how he survives.
see, you know what it really is, though? I think it might be a controversial topic because nobody wants to talk about it because it's about health
Hmm.
and it's personal.
Hmm.
Our our owner John Mara is going through cancer treatments right
He
now.
is. He is.
I really think that he doesn't want to, give the keys to anybody else, and I
Hmm.
think he doesn't have it in him to go through another general manager search right now.
So he wants to be a part of it. He doesn't want anybody else to do it. Okay.
Exactly. Which I get. I understand he's been in charge this whole time. But it kind of pisses me off too as a fan because he is running a $10 billion business. And, a lot of people don't want to say it, but it could be a little selfish maybe because we obviously need a new general manager. Joe Shane has failed miserably in his past 4 years. With the record that he has one of the worst records of the league since he's been part of the Giants. So I think that the only team that's worse than us in the past 4 years is the Titans. And I think the Jets may be either tied or like one below us or something.
That's saying a lot as the Giants right now. But um, and also, if you wanted to, you could take away that first year because that was somebody else who drafted that talent on that
Right. I don't even count that year. I think
team.
that year was a. I even said it at the time. I was about to say just because we went to the playoffs this year, that does not mean we are building something. Going forward, this team
Right.
still has a lot of holes in it. And unfortunately, I was correct. I really wish we could have built something with Daniel Jones. That means we would have been a winning team this whole time.
Mhm.
But I'm glad that we got Jackson Dart now. So I'm glad especially since we got the fifth pick. It kind of takes the sting out of missing out on first. And the quarterback that's coming out that's going to be picked first, Fernando Mendoza. I'm not even a huge fan of his anyway. If we would have picked him first,
Mhm. Mhm.
but he's just the best quarterback coming out right now, or Dante Moore out of Oregon. But yeah,
So
I'm
you
glad we
think
got.
Dart is just as good a prospect?
Yeah, I think he's a better prospect than
Wow.
Mendoza. Except for Mendoza does have the size, like I think he's like 6'4", 6'5" kid. But when it comes to all the intangibles and stuff like that, I don't see any quarterback in this draft that I would pick ahead of Jackson Dart. Not this year. And that's saying something because it's not like, I thought Jackson Dart was number one coming into last draft. That's just what he's been showing me since he's
Right.
got to this team.
Right. Right.
That's like in hindsight. Um, yeah, we're definitely going to talk about Harbaugh and the coaches. But I just wanted to
The
get through.
GM got fired too for Ravens.
No, I think he just said, can he bring the GM over?
Okay. Okay.
Um, yeah, but lately I don't know about their draft picks either. I gotta look at their stuff because they switched GMs too after Ozzie Newsome. I think Ozzie Newsome retired. He's the GM that drafted all their Super Bowls and stuff like that, and they got another GM after that, I believe.
Got
But yeah, let's get into the draft real quick. Like I said, we picked fifth. I think it's no secret that wide receiver is on the radar for us. Maybe another offensive lineman. There's a linebacker out of Ohio State that's probably the best defender in the draft. Ohio State actually has two of the best defenders in this draft. One is a linebacker, one is a safety. I honestly think five is a little bit high to pick either one of those at that position. And especially safety. I don't see Joe Shane picking a safety at five, not when he let Xavier McKinney walk out of the door. That doesn't really make sense. But yeah, we pick five. Expect a wide receiver, expect the offensive lineman. Once we get closer to the draft, I'll have more about draft profiles and stuff. But unless like a cornerback flashes in the combine, I don't see the Giants picking anything but either a wide receiver or offensive lineman in the draft this year at five. Next up, these are my personal top four coaches available right now. That big topic today, John Harbaugh got let go of the Ravens. Well, I say let go, but they were mutually parted ways. You know how they do that. I actually think he is the dream candidate for this position. I think ownership would definitely want him. My thing is, would he want this position if Joe Shane is still employed here? That's the big sticking point to me.
Why do you think he wouldn't want Joe Shane? Just because of Joe Shane's track record?
Yeah, of course. Like this is a guy that spent 18 years with one organization and pretty much had a winning season in all of them. He won a Super Bowl, one Super Bowl in 18 years, and I know a lot of fans was probably getting tired of Jim Harbaugh, but just the type of coach that he is and the type of team that we have, he's exactly the type of coach that we would want. And he's not the only one. Like, say if Pittsburgh get rid of Mike Tomlin, which I don't think they're going to do, he would be a dream candidate for us, or anybody of that stature, anybody that who has built a program for a long standing time, and just a leader of men. I have two coordinators up here. They can't be interviewed until Kubiak and Joseph. They can't be interviewed until their teams lose out in the playoffs. If they do. If one of their teams go to a Super Bowl, we wouldn't be able to interview them until that happens. So Kevin Stefanski for the Browns is my second pick. Offensive guy, won two Coach of the Year awards under his belt. Had a couple 11-win seasons with the Browns and took the Browns to the playoffs. Like, that's unheard of. So for that, he should get, an interview because, he does, even though he's coming off of a bad season, the type of team the Browns had, that I don't think he would have, they weren't supposed to win that many games this year. So those are the four. I think they already scheduled some people like Stefanski, I believe, if they haven't done it already secretly, I believe Kevin Stefanski interview is tomorrow.
Wow.
Like, they're not messing around.
Wasting no time. They sent a private jet for him.
Yeah, they're not messing around. Especially with John Harbaugh. Like, I interviewed his ass tonight on FaceTime. Zoom call if you want. Like, I'm not texting him. I'm getting but he's a hot commodity. I think within the first hour of them announcing that they were parting ways, I think his agent came out and said, and plus, I don't know how truth this is, but they said his agent said there's already 7 teams that called. There's only 6 positions open, Steph.
Somebody getting rid of their coach if they have an opportunity to get him.
John Harbaugh is so good at his job. He is so highly sought after right now. one of these teams is willing to fire their coach on the spot if he interviews with them, because this is just for an interview. He can't say that he'll
Right.
take the job. So,
Right.
and I think it's probably one of the teams that's in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, Harbaugh would be perfect for Pittsburgh if they get rid of Tomlin, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Would you want Harbor over Tomlin?
Yeah,
You
he's
would.
my number one.
Okay.
Just because of the some of the stuff that they do when it comes to coordinators and who they pick for coordinators,
Mhm.
I would love either one of them though.
Right.
Like, if we don't get I mean not Tom, if we don't get Harbaugh and we end up with Tomlin, I won't mention John Harbaugh's name ever again.
Right. Right.
I won't
Right.
care, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? I will pick either one of them. Either one of them catapults us into hopefully becoming a playoff team, even next season, depending on the holes that we fill on the roster.
So he was there 18 years. I take it
Mhm.
he's had multiple GMs over that time.
No, that's part of the reason. It's the same thing with Pittsburgh. Like, these teams like them, they stay consistent and win so much because they don't have a lot of turnover.
So he had the same GM during those 18 years?
At first, he had Ozzie Newsome, who's
Right.
a long-standing GM, one of the best GMs,
Hmm.
like, in history. But he left, and I forgot who took over his spot. But he did leave a few years ago. But I think he's only had two in those 18 years.
Because this is the thing, let's say we get him, then they fire Joe Shane.
Mhm.
Then now we got to find a GM. Well, I guess it won't be hard to find a GM that will want to work with Harbaugh. He'll probably have a say in who that GM is. I would like the Giants to have a Harbaugh Tomlin type coach. Get your coach if this is your guy,
Right.
and stick with him. And I think the Giants would want that. It's just that they haven't been able to find that guy.
I have a theory, Steph.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, man. Just like I said with our owner John Mayer don't want to, change GMs because he doesn't want to go through the search.
Hmm.
I still don't think Joe Shane has any more power there though. I
Hmm.
think he's just a face. I think they completely neutered him when it comes to his position.
Okay.
I think your job is to go out there and say what we want you to say,
Hmm.
like in press conferences and stuff. He don't do that many of them.
Right.
I think other people are making the decisions now. I don't know who those people are, but I can't even bring myself to think it's still him making the decision. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. Well, there's an article in the Athletics.
Mhm.
Giants' decision to bring back Joe Shane makes it clear they have no standards anymore. But the article was about the nepotism within the organization and
Right.
how the family members have just moved up through the ranks
Yep.
in terms of scouting and player personnel and whatever. And when you think about how bad the Giants have been, but they're getting they're getting promoted despite what's going on the field.
Yep. Exactly. Well, it's almost turning into, how a lot of people crap on Jerry Jones and the Cowboys because of nepotism and the stuff
Hmm.
that they go through. We go through the same stuff. It's just not in our face, just like
Right,
as much as the Cowboys is with Jerry.
right.
Like, his nepotism run rampant with the Giants. Like, Tim McDonald, I think is like his.
Yeah.
I think he's like the director of player personnel. I could be mistaken,
They
but he
talk
has a
about
high
that
position.
too.
Yeah, they like he. I think he's like the nephew. Like,
Hmm.
like his last name isn't Mara, but they're all related. Not all of them, but the people in high positions,
Yeah.
like, they're not going anywhere,
Yeah.
and that's part of the. I don't know. Like I said with the GMs, that's why some teams have like long-standing, winning under their belt. The Giants really don't. Like, we go up and down when you look at our history. We won 4 Super Bowls, but we're the type of team, like, before those first Super Bowls came about, like, the Giants were absolutely terrible. And we were terrible for a very long time before I was born. But this is, I can read.
Right.
you know,
Right. Right.
they didn't start getting good until like the mid to late '80s. But
Hmm.
before that, they was a terrible team. The Giants have been in the league since the beginning. So,
Hmm.
yeah, we go up and down. This is obviously our down years. It's been, you know, 10 years since we had like Tom Coughlin and stuff like that. So When it comes to coaching,
Hmm.
hopefully we'll be on the upswing.
Let me ask you a question. George Young, he was our general manager through the last two Super Bowls, right?
No, Jerry Reese was,
Oh,
but
Jerry
he
Reese.
took over for him.
Jerry Reese took over for Young.
No, George Young, then Ernie Accorsi, then
Okay. Okay.
Jerry Reese. But
So
yeah,
we won both of them with Jerry Reese,
yes,
the recent ones.
I believe
So
so.
George Young was the first two because they said he was there
Yeah,
from 79 to 97.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because
Um
he was a GM forever.
yeah, in the article they said he prevented Chris Mara from
Mhm.
moving up the ranks.
They said like the league had to step in.
Mm,
That's how, because the Giants being good, you got to think about it. Like the NFL, the offices is based out of New York. It's just like the Knicks. Like if New York has a good team, like the Yankees, the Mets, if New York has a good
mhm,
team, it's better for the league.
mhm,
I think the Giants were so bad for so long, they stepped in with ownership and changed something. I forgot exactly what it was because this was before I was born, but they changed something. Like I don't know exactly what it was, but yeah, they stepped in because of ownership.
mhm,
They split ownership then, like it's the Tish family now. Like
mhm,
Maris have half of it, Tish have half of it,
mhm.
but they all the responsibility is on the Mara family because
Right.
they're like the upfront ones and actually
Right.
the ones that actually make the decisions. But
Right. Right.
yeah, the league had to step in. The Giants were so bad a very long time ago.
Wow.
But
Wow.
and if we say like if we do get John Harbaugh, the I don't know how elated I would be. Like it would be this is the dream hire, either him or Tomlin or somebody like that. Maybe Matt LaFleur if Green Bay get rid of him. I don't see that, but it was rumors about that there in the playoffs. Other than that, it will be a coordinator. And when it comes to the coordinator, our last everybody since Tom Coughlin has been the coordinator. Like we went from um, Coughlin to McAdoo
Mm,
to Shermer to Joe Judge, and now Brian Dable. All of them are coordinators. Pat Shermer was the head coach for the Browns for like a season, but he got fired, so he was pretty much a retread. But he was a coordinator when he got the job.
right.
Um, yeah, we haven't picked like a head coach to head coach, since Tom Coughlin, where he went from the Jaguars to here.
Right. Somebody
And
with experience,
yeah,
proven experience. Who's
and we
proven?
won we won two Super Bowls doing it that way. So I don't know why they switched it up. But it is what it is. That's why we've been bad for like over a decade now.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Like I don't really got nothing else for everybody. That's our season. I probably won't have another show until they do hire a coach. It's no Giants news is going to happen until then. Hopefully it'll be next week.
Hmm.
But
Wow. Do you think they're gonna hire the coach within like a week?
I just need one room. I think it's either one or two Rooney rules. Speaking for a person who is a person of color, I actually hate that I have to say get the hell out of the Rudy rule this time because the target is not not a target for the Rudy rule. But yeah, we need to get a couple minorities in here before anything can be finalized anyway.
Mhm,
So I say take this weekend and the next few days after that, hire John Harbaugh as soon as possible
mhm.
and say he got the job soon as he comes in the door, regardless of who you interview, and
Right.
just figure it out from there.
Right. Yeah.
And for a lot of people who think that Mike Kafka, they say he is going to get an interview and he might not look like it, but he is a minority.
Mm,
He doesn't count towards the Rooney Rule. It has to be somebody outside of your organization.
mm.
You can't just be like a black dude on your staff and
Right.
you just skip over him and then hire somebody else. You have to have somebody else that's not part of the Giants.
Right.
Um, Mike Kafka, he would like the Rooney Rule will apply to him if he interviews for somewhere else,
Right.
not us. So, Steph, like what we got going on? We the Knicks on Thursday still.
Yeah. Yeah. We got a double. The Knicks play the Clippers tomorrow. Oh,
Mhm.
just for people who know, we're gonna be at Ben's Crab in Valley Stream. DJ Shutter will be DJing there.
Salute
We'll
to
be
you.
watching the Knicks and the LA Clippers, and it's also his birthday. So if 7 o'clock, Ben's Crab, Valley Stream, really good food, good drinks. So come out and have a good time. And then Thursday, Jeff and I, 12:30, will do the recap show. And then Thursday night, we're going to be back with that Cram to Understand You episode. We're going to talk about Mike Brown and Jalen Brunson. A lot of, I don't know, the fans are split. This is the first time Brunson is coming under criticism, right? I remember 2 years ago, I was like, everybody was all on Brunson. I said, look, that's how it started with Embiid. That's how it started with Giannis. And after a while, they started getting the business. I said,
Yep.
it's coming for Brunson. And
Yep.
I think the fan base is starting to question, um, whether or not he can lead this team to a championship, not his ability. Well, some
Right.
people question his ability. But I
Yeah, he
think,
can't pass. He ain't got no.
oh my
All
God.
he do is score. Oh yeah, we need those points.
Listen, when the Knicks win, it's like we riding in a hot air balloon.
Man,
When
every
the
week,
Knicks
sir.
lose, AJ was so tight about all the change. I said, AJ, it's the same team.
Salute to our guy AJ, man.
Oh my God.
Motions on the sleeve at every game.
No
Salute to
doubt.
AJ, man.
No
But
doubt.
yeah, happy birthday to DJ Shuttle. Happy birthday to Dwayne.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on
And Kareem Grant
the
had
show.
a birthday recently. I forgot to shout him out.
What the?
I think it was maybe last week or so. I believe he turned 50, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out to Kareem Grant as well. Happy
Man,
birthday.
salute to Kareem. Let me find out it was your birthday, man. I didn't know that. Happy belated to Kareem
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Dwayne.
yeah.
Hopefully it'll be a nice, safe, and prosperous new year for you two fellas. Hopefully you have a good 26, just like everybody else here. I know Wonder Woman is usually here. She probably
Yep,
sleeps.
salute to
She
Wonder Woman.
like I didn't have no show for the past. Wonder Woman was like, man, he ain't have no show this.
I
She
was
ain't
surprised when I got the link too. I said, "Oh, okay, we on today."
got need to have a little was that holiday vacation, man. Like I
Right,
was off work
right.
last couple of weeks. I just got back today. Tired stuff.
Yeah, I'm tired too. I
All
was
right.
like, it was 8 o'clock. I had a break. I said, let me go take a little nap. I was talking to my friend on the phone. She said, stop fooling yourself.
Yeah,
I said,
see,
yeah.
see, yeah, see, I can't do that. I can't take no nap, man. I can either got to get up. Once I,
Right.
chill and sit down and stuff, I sit here at my desk before the show. If I sit over there on the couch or something, it's a wrap. So I ain't having no show. But salute to everybody, man.
Salute, man.
Hopefully you'll see you guys next week. It might not even be Tuesday. I might go on, if it's not, Thursday. I'm obviously busy. But if we get a new coach tomorrow, I might pop
We
on. It
might
might
have to do a pop up show.
Yeah, it won't be that hard. Like it won't be that long. We just talk about the coach. It won't be no full profile. That'll come later. But as soon
Right.
as we get hired a coach, I'll probably have a show that night.
Definitely let me know.
All right. So salute to everybody. Y'all have a good one. See you when we get a new coach. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.